What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Hustle with JesseW, and today we're going to go over a day trading recap. Not too exciting, but lots of good lessons. Check it out. Alright guys, so before we jump into this, do me that quick favor, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell because I have a brand new video that I'm going to be dropping probably tomorrow that will show you step by step the thought process I go through on how I establish a trade plan before I ever hit the buy button. Alright guys, so today I took two trades, very simple trades, very straightforward, and I really liked both setups a lot. One worked and one did not. So I'm basically sitting on a scratch kind of day. Lost like 30 bucks. That's a scratch day, you know. If I made 60 bucks a day, then well, a $30 red day would be, on a good day, 60 bucks, a $30 red day would be an actual red day. But when I make 152, $300, $400 in a good green day, then a $30 red day feels like a scratch day, it really does. Nonetheless, today's trading, while it was not anything out of this world, there is one specific key thing that I want to focus in on, and it's something that I've talked about a lot over the last couple weeks and this week as well, specifically, and that's discipline. Today I sat down. Yesterday, as you know, I took no trades. So today I sat down and I said, okay, well, yesterday and after hours, AUPH went crazy. Maybe we'll get some sympathy plays today on some PRs. But not many PRs were dropped this morning. Nonetheless, I had a couple things on watch. I had AUPH on watch and I had BNGO on watch. I also had PTI on watch for continuation. And PTI decided to make the move basically during lunchtime. I wasn't even at my desk. And look at this move. It's so clean. So clean. Look at that. So clean on that $3 break right here. It just went. And it filled the gap up to $4. Let me show you the daily. If I can get this chart out of here. Let me show you the daily real quick. And there you go. There's the gap fill. So you see, you see here is the gap entry point, which it started a few days ago. Well, hell, over a week ago. And it's just continuously gone and pushed and pushed. Here we have like mid-gap highs. And then today it basically broke through those, pulled in underneath them, which is not the greatest setup, and then it just went. And it tapped right in front of that $4 area for the gap fill. So it made a real nice move. Didn't trade it, wasn't around. I probably wouldn't have traded it anyways because it made the move really close to lunchtime, just before 12 p.m. So it wouldn't have been something I would have been very interested in. Now, today I sat down and I said, I'm going to be disciplined. I'm going to wait until my trading time, which is generally after 9:45 is when I do better. So I sit down, well before then. I make my plans in pre-market. And when 9:45 kicks in, I really start to focus in and hone in on the tickers that I'm watching to see if there's any setups that are happening that are to my liking. I had BNGO and AUPH on watch. So my first trade was on BNGO. Now on BNGO, it had news this morning. Pretty low float, very cheap stock, $1 and change. And here's the daily. Let me make this smaller so you can see the daily better. So here's the daily, boom. And it was very simple. I was looking for a test of this wick right here. I'll show you on the smaller chart, which is in the 150 area. That's it. I was looking for a test of that. I would have sold the bulk there. And if it would have broken through it, then I really would have held on for a push of $2. And seeing what happened there. Let me show you here on the smaller chart what it looks like. This top right here, 149. That was my target. So I got in at 126 when we were holding above VWAP, okay, above this 120 area, and we had VWAP in the 90 MA there. We were about to get that cross. Okay, so we've broken through a $1.10 pivot. Let me show you that $1.10 pivot real quick. Here's that $1.10 pivot area. We've broken through that. And now I'm just looking and see if we're going to get a push up there. So I jump in 1,000 shares. I really wanted more, okay? I really wanted more. I wanted to try to get long in front of 115. I was hoping this stock would give us kind of like a double bottom of sorts, but it didn't give us. That was my plan in pre-market. I was hoping we would get a double bottom around 110, 115, okay? That would allow me to get long like 3, 4, 5,000 shares. That was really my plan today because it was just so low risk. I'm risking like 6 cents at most for a chance at making 20, 30, 40, 50 cents. So with 2, 3, 4, 5,000 shares, this would have been a real nice trade, but it didn't work out that way. We had that one wick into $1.10, and we never looked back outside of this little quick dip to $1.15. So since I didn't get the area I really wanted, and I'm having now an intraday setup going on, I have more risk on the table. I diminished my share size to just 1,000. I said to myself I'd add another 1,000 if I saw and I felt comfortable, but it didn't come to that. I got stopped out. So here we go. Here's the play. I'm looking for this 90 MA to cross over VWAP and push this stock up to 135, 140, and see if we get a move to that 150 area. I would have probably taken some profit off at 145 just to be prudent, but it was just so heavy. And I got in at 126 after the 125 hidden seller had gone away, only to have him come back basically. But there was a hidden seller at 125 because we only had like one or two, market makers at 125, and it was like 2,000-3,000 shares. And this just kept printing 125s on the time and sale endlessly. So there was a hidden seller in there somewhere. I really don't know what the institutional ownership on BNGO is. Maybe it's high, maybe it's not. I really don't know. So there's always that factor to be taken into consideration. So once we had this action right here, and we start to break underneath 120, right there, I stop out. I stop out because it just looked heavy. The 125 seller came back after it broke out. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to play with you anymore. I'm done. And that was it for BNGO for me. And BNGO right now is sitting at $1.10 or something, $1.08. Here are my gap scans. BNGO is currently at $1.08. So I'm glad I got out of it when I did. Trade idea scanners, as you know, is what I use for my gap scanners, my high day momentum, my penny stocks, gainers and losers for the day, and all sorts of information. You can customize these things. It's ridiculous how much you can do with them. And they give you some good information here. Like say BNGO, it gives you the float, the amount of percentage that's short of the float, their current revenue, current debt. So it's pretty damn good. Link in the description section below has trade ideas plus a 15% off coupon code if you're interested in those. My next trade was on AUPH. Now AUPH, we all know, if you've been trading for a while, we all know AUPH has made some massive moves in the past. But now it doesn't make these moves. And I didn't realize why it doesn't make these moves until I was really in the trade. I did not realize. I thought I had read 5 million shares float. This has a 50 million float. Okay, so that's how many shares are in this float. 50 million, 50.27 million. Therefore, it moves much slower than it used to. So I jumped in. VWAP was resistance here. Okay, it bounced back. Well, it rejected and went back to 15. Bounced off of that. Hit VWAP here again. Okay, hit VWAP here again. It bounced back. It rejected, bounced back down here, and it went back to test VWAP. VWAP was at $16. When it started to look like it was going to break 16, I jumped in. $15.98 was my entry, and I was looking to take some profit off. I had 200 shares. I was looking to take 100 shares off at $17 and hold another 100 to see if we would get a big squeeze, maybe up to $18, $19. But we didn't get that action. Look at what happens here. It's a green trade, right? It knocks my red down to, like I said, basically a break-even kind of day. We're at 1626, 1630s coming up, and it's just not going. And we had a nice little perk in volume, okay? It's a 100,000 share candle right here. But see, now we're over 100,000 shares traded, and we're nearing that 1630 area, and we can't break it. We don't break that 1630 area. I think it hits a high of 1635 on that candle, if I'm not mistaken, and it just doesn't go. I thought this candle should have just gone straight to $17. I didn't realize the float was bigger, so it might have taken 2 candles. But whatever. I'm like, okay, well, as long as we can hold this area right here, this candle should make the push. See, right there, we were over 1630. But we don't go. And the volume doesn't increase. This is a nice volume increase, but this volume doesn't increase. I'm like, oh my God, well, here we go, another one. So I just close it out right there at 1610 and book that little profit and knock the little red day down to really something insignificant. only to have AUPH come right back around. So here is where I traded at 10 a.m. and sold out on this candle as it dipped back down, only to have it come back down here, test this $15, $20 area, 15, 20 cents, and then make the move all the way to 17.40. So I would have been able to take some profit off here at 17, and maybe somewhere here I would have just stopped out of the rest. So it would have been a nice, if not a $200 winner, it would have been at least a nice $150 winner. So the risk reward was there. It was really, really good, but it just didn't work. I was early on it. Not to mention it hasn't done anything. Check out the 15-minute chart. All it's doing is trading sideways. It gapped up huge, and all it's doing is trading now sideways. We'll see what it does tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to be able to trade tomorrow, guys. I got some stuff I got to take care of. I'm going to take a look in the pre-market. If we have weak volume like yesterday and kind of weakish like today, I might just take the day off, go take care of a bunch of errands, and get ready for next week. But for now, that's it. That's all there is to it. Kind of like a non-eventful day for me. Let me know how you did. Drop it in the comment section below. I have a very good video dropping most likely tomorrow. It's going to be on how I establish a trade plan. You're going to want to watch that. If you haven't done this already, make sure you hit the notification bell so you're alerted when I put out the videos and you don't miss it. Smash the like button for me, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one.